G'day folks, this afternoon I've come up to Lake William Hovell, otherwise known as Lake William Hovell, to see if I can catch a feed of redfin. Hey you! You're watching Robbie Fishing. Lately I've been doing a lot of fishing at Lake Buffalo. I love Lake Buffalo and I love Lake William Hovell just as much. They're both quite similar lakes, they're both on the Ovens River catchment. Lake William Hovell doesn't have the native fish in it that Lake Buffalo has though. Lake Buffalo is stocked with yellow belly, Murray cod and now silver perch, but Lake William Hovell is stocked annually with trout. That's a redfin and native fish lake. This is a redfin and trout lake. Let's go and see if we can catch some redfin. Look at that, pretty as a picture. I've got my esky with some ice in it, a landing net there that was given to me by Bren from Bren's Angling. That's a ripper for the kayak. I think he gave it to me to use in trout streams, but I use it more in my kayak. I've got a spinning rod, a baitcaster rod, some soft plastics and jig heads, and some diving lures, and just my regular electronics and keys and asthma puffer and stuff. Some sandals in case I decide to get out of the kayak and go for a walk into the bush. Let's go fishing. The water's actually quite nice around my feet. It's always so clear up here at Lake William Hovell. Right, now I'm going to start trolling with this one well lunch. I'm not sure of the name of the colour, but I chose it because it's got dark stripes on it like a redfin. Now I'm not going to have too much line out just yet because it'll hit the bottom. You can see there's a real steep ledge just there. On this side of the ledge, out through here, it's really shallow, but then that ledge is like a big shelf, like the continental shelf at Lake William Hovell. Once I trawl past that ledge, I'll let out a whole lot more line so that my lure gets down deeper. Got him. Gee whiz, I trolled about 10 feet. I'm not even joking. He's only tiny. He's tiny, but I'm on the board. I didn't have to go very far. Can you believe that? Well, I'm on the board with the one well lunch. I wouldn't have trolled, I just sort of mentioned about the steep drop off there and whatnot, and then I trolled about another 10 or 15 feet and then hooked up. If somebody was to ask me which lake I prefer out of Lake William Hovell and Lake Buffalo, I'd say Lake William Hovell. This is where my heart is. I just love this place. I love Lake Buffalo. I think Lake Buffalo is a better fishing lake. Like obviously it's got the native fish in there as well, which this lake doesn't. But I love chasing trout up here in the cooler months. I love the scenery up here. There's no speedboats allowed on Lake William Hovell, so it's always quieter. The redfin fishing up here is probably a bit more consistent, but they're also consistently small. Over at Lake Buffalo, I keep a lot more redfin. I catch bigger ones over there much more frequently. I do catch the odd nicer fish in here, and I've come home with some good bags of redfin over the years from here, but 9 times out of 10 I go home fishless because they're all too small. Whereas at Lake Buffalo I have a much higher strike rate of bigger fish. So I think Lake Buffalo is the better fishery, but for me personally, I just love this place. Absolutely love Lake William Hovell. Folks, I've hooked up and it doesn't feel like too bad a fish. Oh, it's because it's wrapped around a snag, that's why. There is a fish on there and it's going through a snag at the same time. Bugger. I hope I can go back past and get it off. It might be a real small fish. It felt big and heavy, but that could be because he's off. No, he's not very big. The fish is still on, but he's not big. It's just it was a combination of the fish and the snag that made it feel big. Tell you what though, he's nearly big enough for me. I reckon I can nearly get a fillet off him. Oh, will I, won't I? Will I, won't I? Will I? Look, I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to throw him back. I absolutely could fillet that fish, but I'm going to run the risk and put it back. I thought he was bigger because he wrapped around a snag and there was a bit of extra tension on the line. I've got a funny feeling that today I'm going to catch a feed of redfin at Lake William Hovell. I can feel that today is going to be successful. I've just hooked up. It's taken me a while. Doesn't feel too bad. I don't think he's going to be big. He might be similar to the one that I threw back, the last fish that I caught, I think. Yeah, well, that's his twin brother. Actually, no, he's smaller than that. He's halfway between the first one that I caught and the second one that I caught. It's taken me a while. I've caught those 2 fish over there, then I've trawled right round here before I saw my second fish. Little redfin number 3. See you later. This is how I caught a couple of nice fish in this gully last time I was here. I just stopped and made a few casts and cast a soft plastic around for a bit. Got him. Oh, he got off. He's only a real little fish. Just about to say it worked this time too. I'll just cast that out there where he got off and see if he comes back, but I doubt it very much. He's following it, there's something hitting it. There's a little fish hitting it, a little weeny redfin. He had the tail in his mouth. I don't know whether the camera picked that up then or not. There was a tiny weeny little redfin following behind that then, just pecking at the tail. Probably if I put some kind of little minnow on, I'd hook up. Actually, I could always cast me a little lunch in there and see how that goes. It's got hooks at the back. Here we go, got him. Right, I'm on. It's only small. He got off too. They're very small. I'm using the 1.5 inch curl-tail grubby, and these fish are very small. They're not big fish by any stretch of the imagination. Must just be a bit of a hot spot, this little gully, for some reason. The last 2 times I've been here now, I've caught fish here. Well, actually, in saying that, I haven't actually caught one. Well, there's 2 of them hitting it. Got him. There was 2 of them there. I've caught one now. Tiny. I got a couple of nice ones last time I was here. There's quite a few of these really weeny little redfin in here. Got him. It's taken me so long. There's a massive school of redfin under there, all that size, all little weeny ones, just like that. It's taken me ages to find this fish. My camera is almost dead. He's only small. I've trawled all the way up the lake to the mouth of the river and then caught my first fish in about an hour, and there must have been 30 the same size following it. Right, now I've just got out of my kayak for a bit of a stretch. I've changed camera batteries. I've got my battery on the charger. I'm going to have a bit of a cast around here where that school of small redfin was just before. Then I'll just go for a walk along there and have a few casts from the bank and just have a bit of a stretch. I had a whitebait pearl grub on, but I've changed to something dark, black and white, in the hope that it might silhouette against the sky as I reel it in. They weren't hitting the whitebait pearl as hard as they could have been. Hitting that now. Got him. Ah, no, they're just pecking at the tails. Check this out. This is a 1.5 inch curl tail grub in vodka in orange spawn colour with no jig head. It's just on a regular bait holder hook. We light the cast, but it's not going to have. It's going to be so slow. It's slow to sink and slow to retrieve. Got him! It worked straight away. Oh, I missed him. He got off. He pulled the grub off the hook too. Just about to say it worked straight away because it's so slow. Let's try again with a different colour. I think this is green honey. I've forgotten the name of the colour. I think it's green honey. They're on it. God, he hit it. They're going after the tail, but they won't hit the plastic. Geez, you wouldn't want to fall down there, would you? Go straight down. There's a ledge. It's been alleged. Got him! Must be a real small redfin. It's been alleged that there's fish in this lake. Right now, I'm going to try and get a little bit of underwater release footage up here where the water's really clear with this one. Where I'm on the bank and I can kind of do that. This is going to be next level up here in this clear water. Awesome. That was really cool, man, said Michael Holding. Now, are there any other redfin in this pool? Got him. Oh, done him. Bugger. He's on, he's back on. Got him again. Oh, done him again. They're just not switched on. They're willing to have a crack and hit the lure, but they're not switched on enough to really give it a decent whack. Here comes a mum and 3 chicks. 4 ducks, they look like grey teal. They're whistling. Oh, there's a fish, got him. Not a bad one either. Don't get off, mate. Right, he's not a big fish. He's not a big fish by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm thinking about keeping him. I was going to say, but I am going to keep him, but I don't know. The one I threw back earlier was a bit bigger. No, I'll put him back. I'll get some more cool underwater release footage because I enjoy doing that. Some little baby duckies over there. Righto, redfin. He got off quicker than I expected him to and swam straight into my foot. I'm on my way from misery to happiness today. Gone. Right, now I've had my fun. I'm back on the water. It's time to go back down to the main open part of the lake and target some bigger fish. I've switched to a larger soft plastic. I've gone to a Strike Tiger minnow in 3-inch, the 3-inch minnow in vodka and orange colour with a heavier 1/8 jig head, just in the hope of enticing a larger fish. It looks really awesome in the water. Now the plan of attack, I'm going to have a few casts around this mouth here. I might even just bob that up and down off the bottom for a while. Then I'm going to troll back down the river and out into the open water, then troll out into the lake. Cast very well, the heavier jig head. I've hooked up, look at this. I've hooked up on the 3-inch minnow. I'm sorry I didn't get the hook up on film because I didn't think I was going to do that. It was the strangest strike as well. It wasn't even a hard strike at all. I thought it fouled up on a leaf and then it started swimming. That redfin took that great big minnow. That's cool. When I put this little, when I put this 3-inch minnow on, I've done so knowing that I'm probably not going to catch too many small fish, but I know it'll probably be more appealing to some bigger fish. And that's okay by me. It's another one. Got another one on it. This might be a bigger one, is it? Might be bigger than that one, I think, anyway. Oh, yeah. Giving a bit of a... Oh, no, he's just giving a good account of himself. He's definitely a little bit bigger. I've done so knowing that I've got more chance of catching smaller fish, bigger fish with not as many small fish. What am I trying to say? I put the bigger lure on knowing that I've got less chance of getting numbers of small fish, and that was okay by me because I've already caught a few small redfin. Here's a bit bigger, that one. I thought, I've already caught plenty of small fish, I've had me fun. See if I can use the whole bigger lures catch bigger fish mentality. I've just caught 2 redfin in 2 casts with it. I'm not sure how this is going to come out on camera, but hopefully you can sort of see that plastic working under there. You can see the tail wiggling. Got him. Right next to that post. I don't even know whether I'm filming, am I? I'll have to have a look. Another little one on the minnow. Am I filming? Oh, yes I am. Well, I'm catching more on the minnow than what I was on the grub by a mile. Isn't that amazing? I have no idea why that is. In the words of Professor Julius Sumner Miller, why is this so? Well, I'm sorry, Professor, but I've got no idea. Just about to say, I've hooked up along the edge, he's back. Got him. I've hooked up along the edge here with my minnow again. I'm really enjoying using this minnow. Oh shit, I can't reach that fish. Mate, what the hell did you do that for? Brendan from Bren's Angling, if you're watching, thanks for the net. I'm sure that's exactly what you had in mind when you sent me this net, so that I could just scoop up the fish that I dropped in the front of my kayak. It came from an unusual sort of spot. I wasn't expecting that one. Right. Certainly one of the better ones today, but not big enough. I'd rather a bit bigger than that, I think. It's only a little one. Tiny. Oh, he got off anyway. Oh, I've got another one on here. He hit it as it was sinking. Tell you what, I might not be able to fish till dark. It's going to get bloody cold up here later. It's quite cool here now in the shade. Bit of a bust up, right up hard against the bank. He's feisty. Let him go. I reckon it's a lyrebird. Yeah, I got him. I reckon that's a lyrebird that I can hear on the hill over there. See you later, mate. Lyrebirds mimic the other noises that they hear. That's why they call them lyrebirds. Soon it'll be saying, say you later, mate. Say you later, mate. Say you later, mate. Say you later, mate. I reckon that's a lyrebird impersonating all the other birds. You can see there's a big sea eagle just up there. But he's not making the noise. I reckon the noise is coming from a lyrebird in the bush there. I've got a small redfin here. Don't get... Oh, bugger! I was going to say don't get off because I want to throw it on the water for that big eagle up there. Got him. Yes, this might be the perfect eagle fodder, I think. Don't get off. Wow, look at them all following him. There's about 10 following it. One of the biggest fish I've caught today, actually. I'd nearly get a fillet off that one myself. Nice redfin. I'm going to see if I can feed it to that sea eagle sitting up in that tree up there. How do I throw it without tipping myself out of the kayak? Like that. I'll move back a bit. Well folks, I've had a lot of fun up here in the river, but it's already half past 3. So I want to go down there now to the main body of the lake and spend the rest of the day in the open water. It is a bit windy today, but I think it's a westerly wind, so if I go over to that westerly side I should be pretty well guarded from the wind. Now I'm going to be trolling back, and I'm going to be trolling through some deep water, so I'm going to go the old Halco Crazy Deep. If I can untangle it from all the other lures. Or the RMG Crazy Deep. I'm not sure why I get Halco and RMG confused. Are they the same company, or did Halco buy RMG? You see them for sale as RMG, but on the lure here it says Halco. Halco RMG. It says both. It says both. So it's a Halco RMG Crazy Deep. I'm going to trawl that back and back through some really deep water in the search of a bigger fish. I'm having an absolute blast today, and I've certainly cracked the code, and I've certainly found a lot of fish, but I haven't really found much size. Well, I'm puffed. Right, I'm back out into the open part of the lake. It's a bit breezy, but it is coming from that way, so I'm hoping that if I just trawl along the back end of the lake here, the further I get to the western side of the lake, the smoother it should get. Folks, I've hooked up and he's a good fish. I missed the hook up on, I didn't get the hook up on film. He's a good fish, he's a keeper, this one. I've got a lot of line out, so it'll feel heavier, but I reckon this is a good one. It's not a monster, but I reckon it's a good one. I reckon I'm going to be looking for the landing net for this fish. There's a bit of weight in it. Oh yeah. Where is it? Oh yes, look at that for a beautiful redfin. There's my net. I knew it. I've been feeling it all day. I've been feeling that I'm going to catch a good fish today. And there it is. After a heap of small fish, the Halco Crazy Deep has landed me a good fish. A good fish. A good fish. Look at this. This is my biggest Lake William Hovell redfin for quite some time. I've got one hook out. There it is, folks. That's a good 35 centimetre redfin, I reckon. 32 to 35 centimetre. You beauty. I might get a quick photo, and then I'll get my line back in. That is a ripper. I'll just bring the camera up nice and close. Look at that. What a beauty. I'm guessing 35 centimetres. I measure it when I'm out of the kayak later on, but I'm guessing 35 centimetres. You ripper. Brendan from Bren's Angling, thank you so much for this net. I knew it would come in handy. It's a hood vangst. It's spelled good vangst. You can actually get them on Amazon, and I'll put a link in the video description below. I think Bren gave me this to use on my trout fishing adventures, but I often don't carry it in the streams because they foul up on blackberries in the little creeks that I fish. But very, very handy for kayak fishing. Thank you so much, Brendan. Folks, check out Bren's Angling on YouTube. He's a ripping young fella. Right, now I've just put up on the bank so that I can clean this monster and the other two small ones that I kept and put them in my esky. I've just measured it, and it's actually quite a bit bigger than I thought. It's 41 centimetres. It's about 40 and a half, but I reckon if he was alive and his head was down a bit, he'd be 40. He's a bit over 40 with his neck broken, so I'm going to call that a 40 centimetre redfin. That's the biggest one I've caught. I caught a 39 centimetre a few weeks ago when I wasn't filming, and I said it's the biggest one I've caught for quite a long time. Now I've just beaten it. Bloody ripper. Right, now the fish are in the esky. Everything's put away. I'm ready to go fishing again. I'll just have a few casts off the bank here with this soft plastic minnow again before I go trolling. I wonder if a yabby or something will come along later on tonight and get stuck into those gills and guts down there. Got him. First cast. I was just thinking when I pull this out, I'll go for a walk along there and try the shade, but I've got one right here in front of me. See you later, mate. Gee whiz, this plastic's, I'm very impressed with it. I've had them for a few years. I've never used them a lot. I caught a thumping big brown trout on one once, but I cut about an inch off it and made the 3-inch minnow into about a 2-inch minnow. But I've got a newfound respect for these lures here after today. The redfin just inhale them. Got another one. Even the small fish are willing to hit these big minnows. I'm on a redfin hat trick here. Got him. This one might be an okay fish if I'm lucky. Certainly not as big as the 40cm model that I've kept, but he certainly feels a bit bigger than some of the others I've caught. Oh yeah, he's going on the esky. Thank you very much. He's the second biggest fish today. You ripper. Not a monster. Probably around the 25 to 26cm mark. Big enough for me to fill it. Mate, you're going in the esky, your days are numbered. Thanks very much, I'm excited. And got him. You can feel the fish inhale these minnows. They don't strike them like they do the nymphs. With the nymph you just feel whack, got him. But with this you just feel like a gradual tension as they inhale the big long skinny minnow. This is awesome, an awesome form of fishing. I'm loving it. I don't even think he's big enough to be a keeper. Look at the size of that fish, but it still managed to take that plastic. Have a look at that. Look at the size of the fish compared to the minnow, compared to the lure. Incredible. Ugh. He's nearly big enough to get a fillet off. Got him. Right, oh, there's a nice one. This one will be coming home. Right next to the kayak. Got him. When the lake's full in the winter. Oh, look at the ones coming up underneath it. The one beside it's a nicer fish. There's 2 or 3 there. He just inhaled it and went bang. He'll do. He'll go in the frying pan. Tiny. It amazes me that fish that small can grab a lure so big. Oh, there goes a sea eagle. Just got a few waves here from a passing boat that went past a moment ago. There's only one other boat on the lake. Now I've come into some shallower water. This is a bit of a flat area at the front of where my car's parked. So I'm going to go to the little one well lunch that I started with today, and I'm going to trawl this across these grassy flats, or weedy flats, I suppose you could call them. My lure just tapped the bottom, just once. There we go, it's got a fish. I was just about to say, that means it's in the zone. Not a very big fish, but it's a fish. The lunch has struck. He's not the smallest one today, but he's certainly not the biggest either. Just started touching the bottom. The moment it did, bang. Trolled redfin. Beautiful colours, aren't they? Especially in this low light when they haven't got the bright sun shining on them. See you later. And there's another fish. Got him. As soon as I trawled around and trolled straight back over that same spot, bang. There must be a school out there, I'm guessing. But are any of them any size? This one's still a little bit on the small side. Don't. Folks, I've missed the hook up, but I've got another one. He may be big enough to keep this one. He feels slightly larger. We'll find out in a moment. I've missed the hook up. Oh, yeah, he'll do. He's in the kayak now, anyway, whether I like it or not. Yeah, quite right there. He's actually gone up his shorts. Don't go too far up there, mate. I know you like worms, but you don't like slugs. You can go back. Oh, folks, I've hooked up here and I missed the hook up. But it feels like a nice fish. Not as big as that big monster I got earlier, but it feels like a definite keeper. And he will do. Beautiful. Just about ready to pull up stumps and go home. And I've just got one more for the chopping board, for the filleting table. Not big, but big enough. I should get a shirt with that printed on it, shouldn't I? Not big, but big enough, because I say it so often. I've had an absolute blast today, and that big redfin, just wow. And how good was that Strike Tiger 3-inch minnow? Until now, I'd sort of seen it as a good trout lure, but the redfin loved it. Folks, there'll be links in the video description below to everything that I was using today so that you can go and check them out if you want to read more about them. Thank you all very, very much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, why not give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video.